to be mindful against the mindfulness? If so, then how can we practice mindfulness? And is there a place or time where we cannot be here and now? And if we are aware that we are not in the moment, is that still called mindfulness? Great question. Very subtle. Very subtle. No. If trying to be mindful is simply practice, right? That is, I'm attempting on purpose to keep bringing my attention to what's actually happening right here and now. And you'll notice there's resistance to it. There's a lot of habitual energy that wants to just go around, right? Now, part of that's natural, isn't it? If you look at your eyes, staring is really difficult, right? And if you look at any animal, there's a constant scanning of the environment. Now, so what we're doing is we're beginning to come aware that the scanning of horizon for danger, which is natural in every living being, it can happen without grabbing my attention. See, our attention has been following that in its immature state. But as we mature, we recognize that there is this constant activity going on of what's going on around me, which the body needs to do. And you become aware of that. And you also become aware that the body just does that. It doesn't need my participation. If it does need me to do something, it can tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, bring your attention here. It's important. There's danger or opportunity, right? Now, the act of mindfulness is simply noticing that that's what's happening, that you're bringing a consciousness to it rather than just going along with it. And so you'll find that because our attention has been habituated to just kind of get drawn in all different places, that the intent to be mindful is simply becoming increasingly aware that this is happening. So yes, if you're trying to be mindful, you are being mindful. Just the act of doing it is a mindfulness. And the fact that it takes some practice and discipline to train yourself to be consistently mindful, that is, have the ability to keep your attention where you want it, and to properly assess when something comes up that needs the attention. That's all mindfulness. And so when you notice that your attention has gone off, that I'm eating and I'm thinking about, and I'm eating lunch and I'm thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner, like, oh, okay. The moment that's seen, you're mindful. And if now you literally purposefully bring your attention back to this moment, that's the mindfulness practice. And there's never a time or a place ever where you're not in the here and now. Like, it's easy to prove. Just right now, get out of now. Get out of here. See if you can do it. See if anybody here can not be here and now. So it isn't that you're never not in the here and now, but our attention wanders. It wanders off into an imagined future. You're not in an imagined future, nor are you in a remembered past. You never are there. But so this is what is meant by not being in the here and now. You can't be anywhere other, but you keep bringing your attention back here. So your attention, which is wandering in the past and the future, right, needs to be trained to be brought back into the present moment. And the more you do that, the more you'll feel it instinctively. You'll catch yourself very quickly, but you'll feel that there's a tension, a stress in your body. And the more into the future, into the past you go, the more of a stress there is. And you begin to, oh, wow, wait a minute, I'm all tense. What's this all about? Just bring my attention back to the tension itself and just give it attention. Now I'm back in this present moment. And you'll notice how the mind wants to wander off into the future and get lost there, right? And so it's not that you're ever actually out of the here and now. It's just we're bringing all of the stuff. Oh, it's getting colder in here. We're bringing all of the of the focus back into the here and now, so that when we do need to wander off into the future, or we do need to remember something in the past, we don't go to the past or the future. We're being with the anticipation of the memory completely in this moment. So mindfulness is simply, am I aware of the here and now? And you notice how you kind of go off almost like into a trance, right? You're still in the here and now, but your mind is off somewhere else, completely engrossed in a story. But the desire, the intention to be mindful is very powerful. Eventually, you'll be lost in a trance, and you're just going to all of a sudden say, oh, I'm lost in the trance. Come back. I'm just going to breathe here for a second. A couple of deep breaths back into my body. And that's all it takes. And you can see how powerful just the intention to be mindful actually is. Wondrous. Wonderful, wonderful question. Thank you, Oscar.